Excuse the drilling sound in the background, please. Wind is currently drilling into the brick in the front of our building because homeownership, yay! This is going to be our second paycheck budget of June, going from June 13th to June 26th. We're in the middle of chaos. So if you didn't know, hi, I'm Bo. And we... myself and Win, we just bought a 3-unit building, and we are struggling, immediately struggling, and trying to find some kind of financial stability for us and his 3 kids, doing that one paycheck at a time. And this paycheck is probably going to go pretty well. I actually have real numbers for bills, and we're rolling. Okay, so I have my zero-based budget worksheet, which is color-coded according to bank account, and this is from Vertex 42. I have my monthly bill tracker, also expense tracker from the Budget Mom, but of course you can use any budget, well, not even any budget calendar, you can use any calendar. Any monthly calendar. And then I have my lovely bill tracker that, again, I got from the Budget Mom. She has a version of this for free on her website. And I have my monthly budget from this month, which of course the numbers are not accurate because we come up with these numbers before we know for sure what all the bills are going to be and everything. It's just kind of an estimate. So let's get right into it. Okay, so for his inflow, for our inflow, we're gonna go with this handy dandy Post-it, very high tech, I know, very high tech. This is our pay delay. So what we try to do is budget based on paychecks we've already had. And currently, technically, we're kind of 2 paychecks ahead, kind of. We'll see how that goes by the end of the summer. But we always start with this handy dandy Post-it note. I really like saying handy dandy. It's fun to say. Because since we do not have our money in the same bank accounts, we need to make sure the math works out for each side. So for his inflow, we have... I already wrote the date, the date for his anyway, so 6/13. So his pay is going to be from May 16th, and it is $15.86. And then I don't think he has anything else that's supposed to be incorporated. Let me double check the monthly calendar. No, we're good. Okay. And then for mine, so her inflow, I can spell, I promise. I'm going to use, I could use my CD interest, but no, I'm going to use my paycheck. So this is going to June 13th. So her inflow, $1,600. And then I should also have my savings account interest, and that is going to be June 23rd. But again, it's still within this time period. So that's $53, and that's from May 23rd. So I'm a month ahead on that at least. So plus 53. Okay. And I hope that you can do that math. I promise I can. 1653. I'm silly sometimes. Okay. So onward. Now we have to figure out his spending. So he has this 1586, right? Of course, we're not investing right now. That's not where we are. It's not where we are in our journey. But now we're going to go to this lovely calendar here and see what's coming up. So no rent. But we have between the 13th and the 26th, we have kid copay. That's coming up twice, and that's $40 each time. And that's a kid bill. So that's $80 total. And then internet. Is internet coming up? Yes, internet's coming up on the 15th. And that's $55. And that is a change in due date because we changed internet providers. So we switched from AT&T to Xfinity, if you care. I figure most people wouldn't. That's why I normally don't mention what companies we're using for things. Why did I highlight that in yellow? Oh my goodness. That's supposed to be blue. Because Winton pays for that. Oh, and of course it comes out green because yellow and blue. Ah, I hate it. Okay, so that is blue because it's coming out of Wynn's checking account. But that is $55. Hi, Wynn.
Hi.
And then
I'm Wynn.
yeah, you are. Okay, so collections is not coming out during this time period. Well, possibly. I haven't checked my transactions. I haven't checked our transactions from this past week yet. So, I mean, who knows? They decide when they want to take the money out. And then heating bill is going to be on the 26th. It's due on the 26th. Will it actually clear the account on the 26th? I don't know. But that's when it's due, so that's what I'm going to put down. So heating bill on the 26th. And you can see, sorry, I keep like pulling this paper back and forth. You can see I corrected this because I usually budget it for the 20th, but I checked the account and it's actually due on the 26th this month. It kind of, the date like varies. I don't know why. But I actually have the full amount for this too. So this is our final heating bill at our old place. So that's $218, and that's due on the 26th. And then student loans due on the 20th, and that is $31. And then electric bill is due on the 25th, and this again is the final bill. So that is $78. And then adventures is always $20 and miscellaneous is always $50. Not that we stay on track with that, but here we are. Okay, so let's see what this adds up to and see if he needs more money. Okay, no, it should be fine. Okay, so we have 80 plus 55 plus 218 plus 31 plus 78 plus 20 plus 50. So that's $532. Now, his total inflow, or his income, however you want to look at it, because there's only one type of inflow this time. His inflow is $1,586 this time. So I'm going to cheat and subtract $1,586 instead of doing $1,586 minus $532. Don't judge me. Okay, so minus $1,586 equals $1,054. So $1,054 is going to be our rollover. Now, there will be more rollover than this. There will be, because there's rollover from the previous pay period. However, we do not budget that rollover that's coming into the budget because I don't want to accidentally spend that money. So we're only budgeting what is coming into the budget that is planned from previous income. So our actual inflow and our savings is what we're budgeting. Rollover is what rollover is. But we're gonna budget for these amounts. Okay, so we are not saving right now, so we're gonna skip his savings account. Now we go to my spending, which is my checking account. So, my monthly bills. You see, there is no pink here, which is actually weird because I should have my car wash. Oh, no, car wash is due. Never mind, car wash is due on the 29th. So car wash is not going to be during this pay period. So yeah, I don't have any bills due. So no monthly bills, which is kind of weird to see. And then flooring here, that's on the 20th. This is actually coming from savings. So this is a debt and it is a monthly bill. However, this is coming from savings until we are kind of settle into what's going on. We want to maintain our cash flow and everything as long as we can. So the flooring is gonna come from savings for now. So flooring is actually due on the 20th. What's due is $163, but we are on a 12-month interest-free introductory period for this financing. So if we want to have it paid off in 12 months, we pay $387. So that is what we're budgeting to come from savings. And then I believe, yep, that's it for what's on the calendar. So now we move on to these other things. So I could have split up the flooring minimum payment, put that in monthly bills, and then put that the amount to make it to the 12-month payoff. Could have put that in extra debt, but I kind of want to wait until after the summer's over to like figure out how all that's going to go. And that's when our new debt confession is going to happen. And we're going to set out our whole plan for the debt and everything. So we're just going to hold off on that for now. So no extra debt, even though I kind of am paying extra debt. And then dining out, we do our normal Delulu, $30. We do not stick to that by any means most of the time, but it's a nice goal to have. Okay. Next we have groceries in bulk, which is $260 as usual. Now, something that I've been thinking about, and actually, Wynn, let me know what you think about this too. I was thinking of, instead of having all of these envelope categories, just writing envelopes here and breaking down all of our new debts on here.
Oh yeah. That actually makes a lot of sense.
So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is, instead of having bills for me be one category and all these envelopes be separate, I'm going to do the opposite. So bills will be broken up and envelopes will be one category.
Because you go through envelopes anyway.
Yes.
Might as well give the bills their due.
Yes.
It
Okay.
wasn't a pun.
Okay.
It wasn't.
Sure. We can go with that. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do starting in July. Starting in July, my spending will be broken up by bill instead of broken up by envelope. I'm still going to have that envelope tracker that'll show the whole breakdown, but I think it's more important to like keep track of the bills at this point because our bills are kind of changing because we have these financing things going on. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, next, transportation. Transportation is $120. And then health is 160. Oh, good grief. No, it's not. Oh, that's the monthly amount. Good grief, Bo. Okay, transportation is 60. Health is 8, even though no, health should not be 80. Health should be 180 because Wynn just had this big telehealth bill come out. So yeah, we're going with 180 for health. And then home shopping is going to be 30. And then birthdays, 10. No, 5. Good grief. 5. Clothing and shoes, 25. Because we're not saving up for shoes right now because we're both good on shoes and we have enough for each of us to get a pair of shoes. And then pet care, 15. And personal alphabet, 100. So let's see what that all adds up to. Okay, so we have 30 plus 260 plus 60 plus 180 plus 30 plus 5 plus 25 plus 15 plus 100. 705. Now, my total inflow is 1653. And this right here is 705. So look at that. Now, I would normally have $900 left over. And then if you look, it's okay. If you look at flooring, out of that $900 that I would have left over, that's almost 400. And that is not the only finance thing that we have going on right now. So that's part of why I decided that these new debts are going to come out of savings in the beginning until we have things kind of settled. And I want to see how far ahead we can like stretch this. Okay, so 705, and we're going to subtract my total inflow, which is 1653, because I don't feel like typing all of that over again, just to subtract the other way around. So that's 948 left. And because we are not saving, that is actually going to be rollover. So 948 is the rollover. Now, let us make sure that all this adds up. Okay. So, good grief. Okay, so this should be just to, okay, good grief. Y'all, I'm second guessing myself. I don't know what I'm thinking. Okay, so 1586 for his, and then mine is 1600, and then other income is 53. So, and we're taking from savings 387, which is not going to be accurate because there are absolutely going to be contractors coming over. So, the waterproofers are coming over during this week here. So, our basement has a lot of water damage. And there is a basement unit there, which is going to cost us a lot of money to get that livable. I had someone in the comments, in particular, like try to go into like, if it's like I should calculate like when it'll be like financially worth it. Y'all, I'm not trying to cry. I'm not trying to cry. Basically, what it's going to be is however much it costs total, like to get this livable. And mind you, part of all of this water damage is a mold problem. So there is mold down there. And also, because there's mold in the basement, there's probably like mold in the ceiling and possibly under our floors. So I don't know. Because like mold spores, they travel. They travel. So that's a potential issue. And we're gonna have part of the waterproofing thing is to like check all that out and everything and get us straightened out as far as that's concerned. But like that needs to be addressed ASAP. ASAP. Because like water damage is one of those things where it spreads. And I'm not trying to deal with that. So however much it costs, like the total costs, and we're going to at the end of the summer and probably like once a year break down exactly how much this house is costing us on top of just the mortgage. So we'll break down how much it costs by the end of the summer, because that's when like all the contracting stuff should be done. And just take that full amount and then divide it by 1,100. And that's how many months it'll take the rental income to pay for it. So it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of months. But most of these things, like, they need to be done regardless. And the longer we take to have the place livable, one, it impacts us because mold and water damage travel. And two, that cash flow, like cash regeneration situation, like that needs to happen ASAP. So we're not waiting. And again, with the comments, like, no, we appreciate the comments. But like, please keep in mind, we're spending so much money at Home Depot because we are doing a lot of things ourselves. You heard that drilling in the background because we are doing some things ourselves. Like, we are not just like sitting on the couch and just paying people to do stuff. Like, that's not what's happening. But anyway, after all that ranting aside, let's do this math. Okay, so from savings, this Delulu 387 is gonna absolutely be more than that. Probably by a factor of like a lot. I don't want to think about it. This is probably gonna be like thousands, but we're gonna budget for what we know. So I know that 387 is gonna come out. Okay. So 1586 plus 1600 plus 53 plus 387, that's 3626. So that's our total inflow. And then we're going to make sure all of these numbers add up, y'all. All of them. Fast forward if you'd like. But okay, we have 80 plus 55 plus 218 plus 31 plus 78 plus 20 plus 50 plus 1054 equals 1586. Haha, the math. We love to see it. And then we have 3626 minus 1586. So 2040 is left. And then we go up to my spending. So my checking account, and we have 30 plus 260 plus 60 plus 180 plus 30 plus 5 plus 25 plus 15 plus 100 plus 948 equals 1653. And look at that. It matches what's on the handy dandy post-it. I love to see it. Okay, so 1653. And we have 2040. So 2040 minus 1653 is 387. And 387, it's what's left. So that is a zero-based budget. Now, again, there will be more money coming from savings. There absolutely will be. We have several contractors coming out. We have not just the waterproofers, but also some remodelers, some restoration specialists, because we have to replace the doors. And again, addressing comments, the doors that we already have are not standard doors. The doors are thicker than standard doors, so they require different locks, and also they're old locks in there. Like if you ever look up, if you want to look up, I believe they're called mortise locks. The way they kind of look is it looks like there's a deadbolt and then a handle, and a deadbolt above a handle, but the handle doesn't have a lock on it. It just looks like there's a deadbolt and a handle. But then when you open the door and you look on the other side of the deadbolt is just flat. It's just the wood. There's no like twist or like button or other keyhole on the other side. And then inside the door, like if you're looking at the little tongue that kind of pops out normally to catch the door frame, underneath that is 2 buttons to either make it so that when you close the door it locks, or you close the door and it stays unlocked. So that's the equivalent of the little twist or the button that's normally on the other side of the deadbolt. But in this, it's actually on the side. And because of the way this is set up and because of the way the handles are, you can't just change it out for modern doorknobs and deadbolts. And because the doors aren't current standard size, I can't just replace those either. I can't just replace those either with like standard, like current modern doors, without like replacing the frame and custom ordering, because they're not standard door sizes either. They're not standard door like thickness or size. So everything's complicated. It's an old building. It's going to be expensive to modernize, and most of the changes that we're making right now are for safety. They're not necessarily for aesthetics. Yes, it's nice to have like 5 keys instead of 30, but mostly it's for safety. So like having secure locks that actually lock when they're supposed to and unlock when they're supposed to, that shouldn't be a big thing to ask for. That shouldn't be a luxury. That should be standard. These old locks, they stick and they weren't reliable. The house, the unit upstairs, which only had mortise locks, and they had a keyed exit to their security door as well for their back door, which is also a fire hazard. Like they've gotten like dings on the inspection for that unit because of things like this. It's not a good thing to have. And yes, it's expensive to do it the way that we're doing it, but the previous owner just kind of like tried to do it himself and winged it, and it was still messing up. And when I say there was duct tape on the doorknobs, I'm not joking, y'all. Duct tape on the doorknobs. Like this man, in order to make the he did replace one doorknob with like a modern doorknob, but it still didn't fit the door, so he had to drill a giant hole in the door and wedge the whole lock inside the door. So instead of the door lock being mounted to the outside of the front and back of the door, it was partially in the hole of the door. Y'all. Y'all. It was not good. It was not good. He really tried to do some stuff, saving money, which I get. It makes sense to save money. However, when you're messing with people's safety to save money, you're not doing anyone any favors. You're not helping. You're not helping. And yes, we can spread these things out more, but we decided not to wait, partially because we do have other things going on, which we have not really been talking about openly, because we don't want to count our eggs before they hatch, count our birds before they hatch. I can't count our chicks. That's the one. Count our chicks before they hatch. But a lot of the debt that we are putting on should be gone before the end of the summer. So take that as you will. We're not going to give any real details until it happens, but there is a method behind the madness, y'all. There is a method behind the madness. But all that being said, oh God, we're at 30 minutes for a paycheck budget. I'm sorry. I felt like even though I addressed some things in the comments, I felt like I really need to like verbally explain what's going on, because it seems like we're kind of like spiraling into like unimaginable debt that we're never going to be able to claw our way out of. And like we bought a money pit and stuff, but I promise you, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I might cry a few times. I might like feel very frustrated and very hopeless, but the math is going to math in the end. And as Wynn loves to say, budget will beat broke, because it beats broke every time. And I hope you have a great day on purpose. Bye.